There's Peyton. Peyton looks like a teacher.
Yeah, we've got some teachers and some students that are joining as panelists for the question portion.
Oh, good. Super. Yeah, I should maybe try and get that on my. I can only see. I got my iPad, so I can only see four folks. So
we'll stop.
Peyton looks like a teacher.
Yeah, I'll stop. I'll stop. Some teachers and some students that are joining as panelists for the question portion.
Oh, good. Okay. Super. Yeah, I should maybe try and get that on my. I can only see. I got my iPad, so that's like delayed, huh?
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna play the video from the highlights from last night.
Super.
Physical, tough, tenacious, has that mental toughness. He makes shots. That's such a bonus for him.
There is Frederick. Again, in and out of the lineup as he knocks that baby jumper down in the lane. Together, we watched him during warm-ups. He looked okay, and so Fran McCaffrey has him out there to start tonight.
Let's look at what Mr. Garza working on the inside. He's got some good footwork around the basket.
Lean forward, tries one from deep. That won't go, and Garza was able to wall off Reavers.
Coordinate three big threes against Michigan.
Wieskamp doesn't waste any time.
How you can play the NBA level. When he used to I'm not saying he's going to be a star, but I'll tell you right now, he definitely belongs on some roster.
That three will help Wisconsin.
And just hard work. A lot of people thought maybe he were pros, played overseas, but he decided to come back to Iowa. They're certainly happy to have him, but I guess he is what you call a big man on campus. What a terrific kid. You look about courage he's done with thyroid cancer. And his friend, he wears the number in his memory. Austin Schrader, just a tremendous guy.
Another three for Trice.
Still go inside. He's going to get stronger physically with the training programs they have in the NBA to help him out. What he's done in college. I think, yes, they can use that.
We're to be played tomorrow because losses in this league are just not damaging. And they play each other coming up this weekend. As that jumper goes down from the corner and rebounds and wins over Rutgers and Michigan State. They get it into Garza. And a long three. That is knocked down. And let's see if that ends the half. A chance from midcourt. Trice launches one. That's no good. Garza spins baseline. Gets the roll. I talk to you like the telegraph is to us. That's ancient technology, but he had a VCR and a bunch of old VHS tapes. His father goes back to whatever chapter I might show up in.
Hi, Ash. Have a good day, okay?
I really do. Moving the ball up better.
Davison from the corner. Is good for Nunji. Off the Murray miss, plus the foul.
Feeling gets you excited. I mean, still, it's an advantage playing at home in terms of shooting at the same basket, sleeping in the same bed, but nothing like having that crowd. Good ball movement.
Davison's feeling it after the steal by Jonathan Davis.
Andrews are back. It's a big game, man. We're looking at double bye. It's a big plus.
And now where does Iowa go when they need to re-stabilize the game? Garza for three. But then the three-point shooting, especially of the Hawkeyes in the second half, stretched it back to a runaway win, 77-62.
Grammarly can help you write quickly and confidently, so you never have to slow down at work. Instant corrections make your writing mistake-free, while keeping it short, sweet, and fitting in tone. Join more than 20 million people who use Grammarly to write better every day. Go to Grammarly.com.
Okay, there we go. Welcome, good morning. Today is Friday, February 19th. Couple quick announcements real quick before we get started. First of all, it's great to have so many people jumping on the Zoom this morning. It looks like we're up to Over 150 and still climbing. We got a bunch of kids in the classrooms too that probably aren't accounted in that number. So it's great to have so many people here. We've got students this morning from we've got some Van Allen Rockets, of course. We've also probably got some Grant Grizzlies, some Garner Gators, some Penn Panthers, and maybe some Hills Lightning Bolts as well. So it's great to have everybody here. Thanks everybody for joining us. Hopefully this is enjoyable for you this morning. Real quick, happy birthday today to Dallas in Miss Nupp's class, and happy birthday tomorrow to Zaid in Miss Harnick's online class. So hope you guys have great birthdays today and tomorrow and are able to celebrate in meaningful ways for you. Real quick, one reminder, Picture Day for Van Allen students is Monday. So FYI, Picture Day is Monday. We've got a special guest planned for this morning, and you guys can probably tell and see that somebody that maybe is familiar, maybe not familiar on the screen. I know that you guys are excited. I know that Jackson Metcalf in Miss Martinez's first grade class has been talking to me in Carline the past couple of days. Let me know that he saw this guy once in person at a Hawkeye game a couple of years ago. So before I turn it over to our guest, real quick, most of you guys probably know who Luka Garza is, right? Luka Garza is a basketball player for the Iowa Hawkeyes. We showed some of his highlights from last night's big win against a ranked Wisconsin Badgers team where he scored 30 points, I believe, 30 points last night to move into just a handful of points from becoming the all-time leading scorer for the Iowa Hawkeyes. So Luka is pretty busy right now, right? Luka is extremely busy in the midst of one of the best basketball seasons the Hawkeyes have had. So we couldn't bring Luka to you, but we got the next best thing. We have Frank Garza, Luka's dad, joining us this morning, and Frank is here on the screen, and he's going to take over here in just a minute. Some of you guys have maybe seen Frank, if not in person like Jackson. He's a common fixture on the TV broadcasts at Hawkeye games. So Frank, thank you so much for joining us. I know that we've got some fun things planned. We had some students submit some questions to ask you. We've got about whittled it down from about 100 questions that were submitted. So I know that everybody's excited, and I'm going to shut up. I'm going to stop talking and turn it over to you because that's what they're here for.
Super. Well, thank you, Eric, and welcome everyone. It's privilege to be with you this morning and share on this great month of February this morning together. So what I thought I'd do is read just a short couple paragraphs, a couple pages actually, from one of Luka's favorite books when he was your age. You know, I started reading this to him early on, and when he was in grade school, and while he still loved his Jungle Book stories and all those fun things, we took time to read from this book. So this book is called Jonathan Livingston Seagull. This is by Richard Bach. And if you all don't have it, I think you can get it online and download it on a PDF. I think it's actually free, but if not, make sure you get one for your library. It's kind of funny. It's a book about a bird, right? I mean, and I'm partial to bird. In fact, my last name Garza in the Latin roots is actually an egret or a heron. It's actually a bird in Latin culture. So I'm kind of fond of birds, like Hawkeyes. Kind of like the Hawkeyes. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna read from you a couple pages of this book, and hopefully it will inspire you all to get your folks or someone to get you the book so that you may take your fingers through these pages and learn what Luka learned. And because I think it's a great message for everyone. So let me begin, if I can, with that. And Eric, how much time do we have, just so I can keep us on time here? Are you muted?
We've got about 25 minutes, give or take.
Okay, gotcha. All right. Well, this will be very quick. Not very quick, but it'll be. Okay, so let me start off with reading Jonathan Livingston Seagull here. It was morning, and the new sun sparkled gold across the ripples of a gentle sea. A mile from shore, a fishing boat chummed the water. and the word for breakfast flock flashed through the air, till a crowd of 1,000 seagulls came to dodge and fight for bits of food. It was busy. It was just another busy day beginning. But way off alone, out by himself, beyond boat and shore, Jonathan Livingston Seagull was practicing. 100 feet in the sky, he lowered his webbed feet, lifted his beak, and strained to hold a painful, hard twisting curve through his wings. The curve meant that he would fly slowly, and now he slowed until the wind was a whisper in his face, until the ocean stood still beneath him. He narrowed his eyes in fierce concentration. He held his breath, forced one single more inch of curve. Then his feathers ruffled, he stalled, and he fell. Seagulls, as you know, never falter, never stall. To stall in the air is for them disgrace, and it is a dishonor. But Jonathan Livingston Seagull, unashamed, stretching his wings again in that trembling hard curve, slowing, and stalling once more, was no ordinary bird. Most gulls don't bother to learn more than the simplest facts of flight, how to get from shore to food and back again. For most gulls, it is flying that matters. For most gulls, it's not flying that matters, but eating. For this gull, Jonathan, though, it was not eating that mattered, but flight. More than anything else, Jonathan Livingston Seagull loved to fly. This kind of thinking, he found, is not the way to make oneself popular with the other birds. Even his parents were dismayed as Jonathan spent whole days alone making hundreds of low-level glides experimenting. He didn't know why, for instance, but when he flew at altitudes less than half his wingspan above the water, he could stay in the air longer with less effort. His glides ended not with the usual feet down splash in the sea, but with a long, flat wake as he touched the surface with his feet tightly streaming against his body. When he began sliding into feet-up landings on the beach, then pacing the length of his slide in the sand, his parents were very much dismayed indeed. "Why, John, why?" his mother asked. "Why is it so hard to be like the rest of the flock? Just eat. Why can't you leave low flying to the pelicans, the albatrosses? Why don't you just eat, son? You're bone and feathers." Jonathan said, "I don't mind being bone and feathers, Mom. I just want to know what I can do in the air and what I can't. That's all. I just want to know." "See here, Jonathan," said the council member. "Winter isn't far away. Boats will be few and the surface fish will be swimming deep. If you must study, then study food and how to get it. This flying business is all very well, but you can't eat a glide, you know. Don't you forget that the reason you fly is to eat." Jonathan nodded obediently. For the next few days, he tried to behave like the other gulls. He really tried, screeching and fighting with the flock around the piers and fishing boats, diving on scraps of fish and bread, but he couldn't make it work. It's all so pointless, he thought, deliberately dropping a hard-won anchovy to a hungry old seagull chasing him. I could be spending all this time learning to fly. There's so much to learn. It wasn't long before Jonathan was off by himself again, far out at sea, hungry, happy, learning, because Jonathan is no ordinary bird. So I want to leave that with you guys with this following quote from the book. I want you guys all just to look at it and just take a read. And I'll read it aloud. "You have the freedom to be yourself, your true self, here and now, and nothing can stand in your way." And that's what it's all about. And so Luka loved that book, because when he tried to be different by practicing more, being better, people made fun of him. "Hey, get back here. What are you doing? Why are you working? Why aren't you running out and doing this stuff?" Well, he had a vision and he had a dream to be something rather than just somebody who ate. And so I hope you all will read the rest of the story. It's a beautiful story. and that you find what Luka found in that book, as I did as a kid. So, Eric.
That's great, Frank. Thanks for sharing that. We'll have to add that to our library collection.
Super.
So we're going to go through now, and we've got a bunch of panelists that are here with us that have come up with questions. So I'm going to just shuffle through, call on some kids and turn it over to them and let them ask their questions. So we're going to start with Sam in Miss Bell's online class. Sam, why don't you unmute yourself and ask Mr. Garza your question?
How and why did you come up with Let the Peacock Fly?
All right, Sam, great question. Of course, I like that one. That's one of my favorite ones. Well, it's, again, I'm a bird guy. And I had, when Luke was growing up, we had peacocks. We had some albino ones. We had some regular colorful ones. We even had ostriches, of all things. And I guess because I'm a bird guy. So anyway, when you see a peacock fly, Sam, it's kind of shocking to see this thing with all these feathers get up in the air. But here's the key. It kind of reminds me of a saying, which is, don't let what you cannot do get in the way of what you can do. And so let the peacock fly means that. In other words, don't let what you can do. Well, I can't run very fast, or I can't jump very high, or I'm not good at math. Well, who cares? Don't let what you can do get in the way of what you can do, because there is a way. Just like Jonathan said, I'm just not here to eat. I'm here to learn. So that's what that's about. Thank you for the question, Sam.
Great question, Sam. All right. Melissa, you're up next. Melissa is from Miss Madden's online class, sixth grader.
Right. Okay, a sixth grader. All right.
What are some difficulties that you faced but solved?
Say that again. What? Oh. Could you read that again?
What are some difficulties that you faced but solved?
Playing basketball. What difficulties we find playing basketball? I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Melissa, that was
Yeah.
good. See, I get older, the more gray hair, my hearing goes down. So a lot of difficulties. Luka was always the slowest guy on the court. Still today, as the slowest guy on the court. Can't jump very high. We went, and so those were difficulties. We went to play in areas in DC that were very scary. In other words, they were in tough neighborhoods, and it was a little frightening to be in some of those areas to play. But it was safe. It was all good. But it was scary for Luka. He hadn't seen places like that, so it was all out of his comfort zone. He wasn't used to those places. So here was the key, Melissa, is I didn't care what kind of player he was in the sixth grade or the seventh grade or the eighth grade or the ninth grade. It didn't matter. What we were looking for is, where is he going to be as a college player? Where will he be as a college player? So when you go along all this path, Melissa, and you fall down, who cares? Because guess what? All of us, this is for all of Van Allen Elementary, all of us in our life have failed, you too, right now, over 450 times. I mean, you failed terrible, miserably, awfully. All of us have. And you know what? It didn't matter. We laughed at it. We joked about it. We didn't care. Do you know when that was, Melissa? When? When did that happen to you? Don't know? How about this? Learning to walk. You failed over 450 times learning to walk. You fell on your head. You fell on your butt. You fell on your arm. But you laughed, and people were laughing at you. But you didn't care. You laughed. Why? You were going to walk. And that's the only thing that you let in your brain was, I'm going to walk. So keep in mind, just like Jonathan, I'm just not here to eat. I'm here to learn. Okay? Great question.
All right, next up, we've got Andrew in Miss Madden's sixth grade online class as well. Andrew reached out to me. He's a big Hawkeye fan, super excited about this opportunity.
All right, super.
Okay, so my question is, what improvement have you seen from Luka since he was a freshman to now?
Man, that's some kind of chair you got. Man, that looks comfy right there, man. I'm liking that. All right. Tell me your game again, son.
What improvement have you seen from Luka since he was a freshman to now?
Great. And what's your name again? Andrew?
Andrew, yeah.
Yeah, super. Nice name, Andrew. What improvements in Luka have I seen? Well, the most of it, Andrew, is the inside work, the inner game of basketball. You only perform on the outside that's consistent with your insides. So if your insides aren't together, your outsides won't play. It won't do good. You know, Luka suffered the last game, only scored 8 points. His insides were suffering a little bit. We had to fix that on the inside. We didn't go out on the basketball court. We meditated, closed our eyes, went inside, and got coherence, alignment between what's inside and what's outside. So whenever you're bugged inside, take a minute, close your eyes, lay on your back, and breathe. Nice, slow breaths through your nose. And pretty soon you'll work it out. Pretty soon you'll work it out. Because if your insides aren't working, your outsides aren't going to work. Keep that in mind, Andrew, okay? And anything. All right, great question.
All right. Next up, we've got John, another 6th grader in Miss Madden's class.
All right, Miss Madden's class.
So, 1 second. I think Nico should also rename himself. Anyway, how did Luka get so tall and like? What did Luka eat to get so tall and strong?
Well, it helps that I'm 6'8", by the way. So it does help if you're tall. You have a tall parents. So part of it was that. But we did make sure he ate his vegetables, right? Something probably, John, you're not into too much. In fact, we actually had to pay. We actually worked out a deal. We'd pay him $1 every time he ate a salad. Could you imagine that? And he still wouldn't eat it. $1. Could you imagine? In 1 year, that could be $365 as a 4th grader. And he didn't care. So anyway, I would like to say there was some magical formula, John, to make him tall, but it's all genetics. I'm 6'8". My wife's about 6 foot, and she's Yugoslavian. She's not from America. She was born in former Yugoslavia, and Luka is half Boston, as a matter of fact. So anyway, I think it had to do with her and my genetics combined. So anyway, good question. But eat your vegetables. That helps.
Good advice. Good advice. All right, Tia. I think Tia's here. You're up next.
Okay, well, it's Thea.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So my question is, what are some drills that work really well for Luka?
Great question. So, Thea, I like that. I like the fact that you corrected when someone didn't say your name right. That shows a lot of confidence. I like the fact you do it. My daughter's name is Tessa. And guess how many people spell it with 2 S's, but it's only 1. And Luka is with a K, not a C. You can imagine how many times he's had to correct. Even today, I read an article yesterday. He's Player of the Year, and they still spell his name wrong with a C. So good for you, Thea, to do that. It's your name. So, hey, the number 1 best drill of all time is the Mikan drill. And if you look at my Twitter account, I don't know if your parents at this age probably don't have any Twitter, but I posted a Mikan drill where you're shooting underneath the basket and you're using many different finishes. That's a good one. Another one is bouncing the ball against the wall. Bounce it against the wall, then pass yourself to the wall, behind your back, through the legs, over your head, to the side, and just get used so that the ball, Thea, becomes part of an extension of your hand, and more importantly, over time, of your thought. So just like a great musician, they hear the notes, they feel the notes, they sing the notes, and out it comes out the instrument. And when you get good, and that's over 15,000 hours of practice, pretty soon you can do that, where what you think actually happens through your hands, through the instrument, or through the ball. So great question, Theo.
All right, this next question is going to come from, this is on behalf of Miss Cannon's 1st grade class. So Miss Cannon's here to ask the question, but it's on behalf of the entire class.
All right.
Good morning. We're wondering, how many hours does Luka practice a day?
How many hours, Peyton? How many hours? So during the season, Peyton, listen, by the time the season starts, you got to focus on the season and all the demands of that. But Where you get good is in the off season. And so let me answer it from that standpoint. We upped Luka's workouts to 3 a day in the last couple of years. We went from 2 a days, which would happen most, and these are tough workouts. These are not easy workouts. If someone says they're working 8 hours a day straight, they're not being truthful. You can't work out for 8 hours on the demands of how you have to work out. You can only go maximum if you're going full speed all the way out 2 hours. It's the max you can go. Otherwise, you're not really working out. You're just wasting time in the gym because you're not playing at game speed. So so what we would do is we'd get up early in the morning. We do a morning workout for a couple hours, and that workout would normally be running, footwork, weights, these kind of things. Then around lunchtime, so we would do it early in the morning. So he'd come back and rest, eat all his food, so his body have a chance to recover. Then midday, we'd do another workout. And that was very, very demanding as well. And that would involve more skill work, more development work with other players. So he's out of moving with that. And then at night, a lot of which I posted on Twitter, what I would be doing shooting. We'd just be working on offense. So morning was usually defense, footwork, all that stuff. Midday was working, taking those drills against other players in live situations. And then in the evening was shooting the lights out, so to speak. So great question. But you can't do that when you're so young. You got to work up to that. You got to have a coach. People make sure you don't overwork and overstress your body. Be very smart about it. You got to eat right. You have to sleep. And John, you have to eat your vegetables. That was from him asking an early question, Peyton. So thank you for that question. And hello to your first grade class.
All right, next up, it looks like Carson is ready. Carson is in Miss Brock's 6th grade class. We've got a couple different questions from that classroom.
All
Carson,
right.
go ahead.
Okay, did you play basketball, and what years and for what team?
Yes, it's the one thing I don't. Thank you, Alicia. I'm not great at a lot of things, but only a few, and one of them is basketball. So yes, I played. There she is. I like that mask. I played in college, and I played at Idaho, not Iowa, Idaho, and I played there. My last year was 1985, so I played there in the 80s. And in fact, we even beat Iowa. Eric may know this, but when Lute Olson was coaching, second to last year, they lost to a team called Idaho in overtime on a last-second shot that sent Idaho to the Sweet 16 and Iowa back home. So anyway, that's a little trivia for you. Anyway, thank you for the question. I like your hair. Hello.
All right, this is Sydney.
Sydney, all right.
My question is, what was one of your favorite memories of Luka?
Wow, that's a tough one, Sydney. By the way, I love all that stuff behind you. Believe to achieve. Exactly. Believe to achieve. Remember, anything real was imagined first. Right? Remember that. Okay, so what is one of the funniest stories? Oh my God, there's so many. Oh gosh, so many. I'll tell a basketball one. So I'm in California working, and Luka was in 7th grade, and he was playing with a team I'd put together, organized, whatnot. So anyway, they were playing in a game, and this guy, Sydney, he got elbowed Luka. His big old head, bong. You know how he likes to get his nose all bloody and his scars. For some reason, he likes to get his face hit. I don't know why. I tell him, Luka, don't play basketball with your face. Play it with your body, not your face. So anyway, this was the beginning of him getting hit in the face. So he get hit in the face. And so I'm in California. He's calling me after the game. He can't wait to talk to me. He goes, Dad. The guy hit me in the face on the court. I said, what happened? Said, well, there was a timeout. I went to the coach. I told them. And you know what the coach told me, Dad? I said, I don't know. What are you telling me? He told me if I wanted to go sit in the stands with my mother. Otherwise, man up, take it on the face, and get out there and play basketball. You're not hurt. You just got hit in the face. So get out there, or go sit with your mother in the stands and watch. I can see you're laughing, Sydney. So that's one of the funniest ones right there, because I'm on the phone and Luka's telling that because he's hoping I'm going to go, oh, poor Luka. Oh, I'm going to call the coach and get on his case. And what did I do? I laughed just like you did. I went, that's so good. Exactly. Get out there and play tough. That's one of the reasons why Luka's so tough today. You could hit him in the nose and, get stitches without, he doesn't matter. He's going to win. He's playing to win. So thank you for that question. That was a great memory.
All right, we're going to switch over to Miss Tafoya's class where Reese has a question for you.
Super.
At what age did Luka start playing basketball?
Wow, that's a great question. Well, it was, I never, of course I had basketballs around, but I didn't force it on him. I wanted him to fall in love with it, but he really just gravitated to it. I have pictures with him when he was 3 with a basketball. So he started earlier. He started early playing hoops, and hi everyone. And go Hogs. All right. Yeah. Super. All right. Look at those masked up. Love it. So yeah, no, he started early. He had the ball. He slept with the ball. He just, he loved everything about it, so early on. But we didn't get serious because he's a young kid. You got to let him enjoy it and have fun with it, make it fun. And then as he got serious, we got more serious. Then things became more serious. So thank you for the question. Yeah.
All right, we've still got some questions left. I know we're starting to run close on time, and so if people have to get to other places to do other things, I understand that. But Frank, if you're willing to stick around a little bit longer,
sure,
to let people that want to stay on finish their questions to you.
Yeah, definitely.
Love to do it. All right,
yeah,
so we're up to Autumn in Miss Jeffrey's 4th grade class. Autumn, go ahead.
How much food does he have to eat before a game?
How much does he?
Say it again.
Eat before a game.
By the way, what a beautiful name, Autumn. I love that name. Well, you know what? Here's the rule. We say the hungry dog runs the fastest. So we don't eat hardly anything for a game so that he runs the fastest he can be. So, we kind of have that saying, and my coach told me that saying, which is the hungry dog runs the fastest, because why? He's the hungriest. He's going to go out and get it. So we hardly eat anything at all. If we do anything, it's just pasta, some light pasta, nothing, just enough for a little fuel for the game. Carbohydrates, which are in pasta, give you fuel to play. So that's it. But guess what? Afterwards, he eats a whole store. He's a garbage can afterwards. Eats it all in. But before, not much.
Okay, we are Kerrigan in Miss Henry's class. You're up, Kerrigan.
Why do you and Luka like basketball?
Great question. Well, for me, I love basketball too. For me as a young kid, it was a place I could go out there and I was never alone when I'm on the basketball court. Just like a great book. You're never alone if you've got a great book. So keep that in mind. So you could go on the basketball court, you could shoot, and guess what happens if you make it? Ooh, that's good. If you miss it, not so good. So you could actually feel good by shooting and making baskets. And it was fun and it was outdoors. And then when I started playing, it taught me how to be a better person, how to be a better man. I have teammates. I had to get along with teammates. We had a goal. We had to work together with each other. I had to understand my teammates. I had to work with them to get what I wanted, which was to win. So it taught me how to work with people. It taught me how the values of discipline, of practice, and the pleasure that comes with trying to every day be one little bit better. If you're just this much better, one thing better every day, by the end of the year, you're 365 times better. If you do one thing a day to make yourself better, and that's what we did with basketball, and that's what basketball taught me, is by putting the time in, the energy, committing to it, great things can happen. So thank you for that question.
All right, and Hans in the same class is next.
Was Luka a standout player in grade school?
No. He was more of a fall down. Luka, even today, it's not as bad as it was, but Luka still trips on the foul line or the baseline. And I want to remind you, that's a painted line on the basketball court. So he'd trip on his own feet. So Luka, when he was in sixth grade, all he did was trip on his big feet because he had like size 10 in the sixth grade. So he had gigantic feet. So he was constantly falling down. Could bear, yeah. So no, he was no star in the sixth grade, except for falling down. But it doesn't matter what you are in the sixth grade. It matters where you want to go. Just like Jonathan, where do you want to be?
Okay. And then we're going to circle back to Nico Martinez, who's joined us. Nico, you're up.
Who inspired Luka to play basketball, and do you think he will be in the NBA?
All right, Nico. You know, one of Luka's best friends' name is Nico. I love the name. Anyway, well, I mean, certainly, well, my wife played basketball, and so my family's big in basketball, so it was around. So he, you know, it was part of that. But I would say that, yeah, definitely, I put the ball in his hands, and we grew together that way. And of course, my wife supported it. She played hoops, and my dad played hoops, and all my wife's family. Her sister played hoops. Her husband plays hoops. So anyway, it became kind of a basketball family. But thank you for the question.
All right, and we're gonna finish with about half a dozen questions from Mr. Gruel's third grade class.
Super. All right, let's
here and
third grade.
Lean, you're up.
What's a funny story of Luka?
A funny story of Luka. Okay, let's get another one. So, gosh, there's so many. Oh gosh. A funny story of Luka. Well, when he was in sixth grade, he was at Armstrong Elementary in Virginia. He was school president. They didn't have like a class. He was school president. And here's what happened: is tell me your name again. Reeves.
Lean.
All right, right on. Nice name, Lean. So here's the deal. At school, Lean, they took away chocolate milk. Luka loved chocolate milk. And the school took away chocolate milk because it wasn't nutritious. So Luka, as school president, had this big petition, took on the whole school board and brought back chocolate milk, but healthy chocolate milk, not bad chocolate milk, healthy chocolate milk. So it was so funny seeing him take on the school board as this little sixth grader. I actually have a photo of it with size 11 shoes. It was because he wore my dress shoes with his little suit in front of the board. So that was a funny story, seeing this little kid with this high pitched voice, like a soprano, telling the board of supervisors that we could have chocolate milk because chocolate milk could be healthy too, just like white milk. So that was a fun story. Thank you, Nico.
So what is a book that Luka likes?
Say that again, dear.
What is a book that Luka likes?
Good. Well, I mean, he loves Jonathan Livingston Single. That's a good one that we read from today. He, I'm thinking when he was your age, he loved The Jungle Book. He loved that one. there's so many others. And as he got older, he moved into other things, other books, other interests. But that would be his favorite, probably, is Jonathan. I hope you can read it. I hope you get a chance to read it.
Thanks, Ani.
Love her hat.
What is his favorite subject in school?
Oh, nice question. Nice question. Well, he's majoring in economics, but I wouldn't say that's his favorite subject in school now. I would say, what's his favorite subject? I don't know. That's a good one. I'd have to tell, I actually don't know that one too well. He, he's a majoring in economics, but I think he doesn't like it too much. I don't think he likes it too much. So I don't know. I don't know what his favorite tone is. So you stumped me on that one. Congratulations. You won.
Good job, Aaron.
Yeah, good job.
We're gonna send you away with a little homework.
Yeah, exactly. All right. I'm gonna go find out. So super.
Here's Lincoln.
All right, Lincoln.
What NBA team would Luka want to go to?
Great one. Great question. Well, he loves LeBron. He'd love to be able to play with LeBron. Oh, nice shirt. Nice shirt. I like that. And plus Lincoln's his favorite president, as is my favorite president too. Not only was he the tallest president, he was about 6'6", but I would say that he was also one of our better ones. Height does matter as a president. No, I'm kidding. So Lincoln, I would say he would like to play with LeBron, but he'd also like to play with Jokic in Denver, who's a Yugoslavian as well. So Luka speaks Yugoslavian, Serbo-Croatian, speaks several languages, and so that's one of them. And so he'd like to play with those. But his number one would be to play for the Lakers and have a chance to play with the King.
Okay, Mr. Gurrell, do you have any more? Here we go. This is Aiden.
Aiden.
What will Luka do after he retires from basketball?
Oh, it's a great question, Aiden. You're a thinker. I can tell you're a thinker, man. You're thinking way down the road. Well, I hope he has a bunch of kids, and I'm a grandfather with 15 kids or grandkids, but I think he's going to get into he's going to teach back. He's going to give back what he learned. He's going to teach others, but I think he's also going to be a commentator on maybe the Big Ten Network or ESPN, something like that, where he can, because he's a basketball mind, he really loves it, so he can talk about it and do that on TV. So I think you'll see him there somewhere. I don't think he's going to coach. I don't know if he really wants to do that, but I know he wants to give back in other ways. So thank you for that question.
We got one more.
One more. This is it, our grand finale.
Grand finale.
I want to know, what is Luka Garza's favorite book?
Favorite book. Nice shirt. I like that shirt. By the way, what does that say? An alien behind there on that chair? What does that read? Is that An Allen? What is that?
It's Scooby-Doo.
It's Van Allen without the V.
Oh, got it. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, and then he's got Scooby-Doo on his shirt. Yeah, right on. Scooby-Doo. Look like Scooby-Doo. Well, again, I would say that his favorite book is Jonathan Livingston Seagull. I think that's one of his favorites, all-time favorites, besides Jungle Book and that. But I think that's his favorite. I think that's his favorite one.
Well, thanks for sharing that with us this morning. Hey, that's all we have for you, Frank. I'm super appreciative of you giving our school community this opportunity. Hawks are in the midst of a great run, and Luka's a big deal around here. So very thankful and appreciate you doing this for us.
Well, I thank you, Eric. And I do want to just give a shout out to all the teachers out there for doing what you do every day. I mean, it's like, other folks get a lot of attention, but they're real heroes. It's part of what we set up the Peacock Foundation for, was to see if we can distribute money back out to teachers and and whatnot, because without a teacher, I wouldn't be here today. I still remember my 6th grade teacher, and I remember my 5th grade teacher who first showed me Saturn through a telescope. And there isn't a day or every time I look up at the sky, I still remember that kind man. And so thank you for what you do for all the youth and for opening their eyes and letting them all be Jonathans themselves in terms of understanding that they have the freedom to be who they are, who they truly are. So thank you so much. And it's been a privilege to be with you all. And go Hawks, okay?
Great.
All right, namaste.
All right. Thanks, Frank. Take care. Have a good day, everybody. Have a good weekend. Bye.